Even though it's been a week already, that's not going to stop us from reviewing TNA Wrestling's live Impact episode. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Watson. Thank you for joining me here on the W Podcast. So, TNA Wrestling went live on the 23rd of January 2025. And, they started off with a recap of TNA Wrestling's Genesis pay-per-view, which took 3 minutes. 3 minutes, guys. That's way too long. In my opinion, that should only take 1 minute. And forget about that slow motion. Remove the slow motion. That doesn't matter. That's not important. Just play it normally. And it should take 1 minute max to showcase the recap of your pay-per-view. In my opinion, the pay-per-view is not even needed. We don't need to even show what happened to the pay-per-view. Just get everyone else to go to TNA Plus and watch the pay-per-view. And then after that, we kicked off TNA with the Cross the Line intro. I believe that the Cross the Line intro is now too old for the current time we're in now. 2025, we should not be still listening to Cross the Line. We need to get a new theme as well as brand new graphics. If you see WWE and AEW, their graphics are top notch. They are clean. They are just slick. TNA Wrestling, they're lacking, and they need to update that and the music. So, Joe Hendry, after the intro, Joe Hendry comes out and then he's talking about being a fighting champion. For myself, I'm not a fan of that. We've had Jordan Grace, Nick Nemeth, Mike Bailey, and Josh Alexander. They've all been fighting champions. I need something different to separate these guys. I don't want to be watching fighting champions every single time when I watch TNA Wrestling. And then Santino Marella interrupted us and he said that Joe Hendry is going to be defending his brand new TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Matt Cardona in the main event. After that, we find out that Josh Alexander has turned face. The man who said, "I quit TNA Wrestling," is now face. It doesn't make sense. If you quit your job, you're pretty much a heel because you're quitting. Those things are done by people who are, it's a heelish mentality, right? Quitting your job, mainly, if we're putting it this way. So yes, and then he came out and the fans were booing him. They didn't care about what he had to say. He had his other colleagues, part of the Northern Armory, they said that Josh couldn't quit, and then they took him out. Eric Young came to save him, and then they made a match for next week, Eric Young and Josh Alexander versus the Northern Armory. We also had Mike Santana. He came out and he said that he's now the face of TNA Wrestling, and he was interrupted by Mustafa Ali, who said that he has officially signed with TNA Wrestling and is also going after the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So Mike Santana and Ali are also wanting to be the World Heavyweight Champion. We also had a tag team match. X Division Champion Moose and JDC versus the Hardys. The Hardys got a huge pop. They are one of the biggest stars in TNA Wrestling. They are pretty much the biggest. And Jeff Hardy pinned Moose with his finisher. He had the Swanton Bomb. He hit that and he pinned Moose 1, 2, 3, and I don't know what's going to happen next. I thought JDC would get the pin. We also had Tessa Blanchard. She came out. She made a great promo. She talked about how San Antonio, how Texas, it's Blanchard country. She's better than Stone Cold Steve Austin and some other legends. She's not going to answer to anyone. It was just amazing. Tessa Blanchard, she's amazing. I can't wait to see what happens next with Tessa Blanchard. We then had their first ever, with another Well, the knockouts kicked us off. Ash and Heather by Elegance first, and with Rosemary taking on TNA Knockout Tag Team Champion Spitfire and the Knockout Champion Masha Slamovich. And it was a good match. It was interrupted by Cora Jade, who gave a paper envelope to Slamovich with Slamovich's face with an X. That's Slamovich's thing, which she does to people in TNA Wrestling. And then Ash pinned Dana Luna. We also had Fraction. They defeated the Rascals. Wesley and Tyrell and Tyson, they interjected themselves in this NXT Tag Team Championship, and then Fraction ended up winning the match. In the main event, JBL they also got involved, coming to attack Macadona unnecessarily. I don't know why he's even getting involved in these World Championship matches. JBL should stop it. And Joe Hendry ended up hitting his standing, the choke slam, the big choke slam. He got the 1-2-3 pin, and that was the end. TNA Wrestling's first ever live episode of Impact on AXS TV was here. The first ever Impact in 8 years. It was a success. Guys, thank you very much, and I will see you later.